and then against Skitz, who is a Wario player from Texas.
Right.
So I was wondering why the mark was being hovered. No worries, we are not going to be seeing any surprises. Skitz is also one of the underdogs for this tournament, despite being an out-of-region threat. So I'm curious to see how this is going to go. I think Wario's not traditionally too difficult of a matchup for Falco, but player diff is player diff. We'll see.
See, I was kind of thinking about the other way on this, because I feel like a couple of these strings for Wario's going to make it pretty easy to build up that early percent on Falco, and that floatiness of Wario may make things a little bit difficult towards the end, like the higher percent. But you're right, player matchups matter almost more than anything, especially when we're in early round 2 pools like this. We are obviously getting everybody set up and in position to set everything up for the rest of the weekend.
Absolutely. With Wario's combo speed, or with Wario's fall speed, I should say, kind of combo fodder. That's kind of what you're seeing for the most part. Eclipz does not miss these combos. One of the things about Eclipz as a Falco player, oh my god, that was a DI straight in. Okay, you know what? Sometimes we gotta learn the hard way, but one thing about Eclipz is that he's a fantastic player, not a fantastic Falco player. He's great at Falco, but ultimately he's a fundamental king.
Okay. That goes a long way, of course. You know, just the fact of reaction time there to have that up smash as the Wario tried to approach the fair from ledge.
Try to find the drag down, the DI out. Skitz getting back in control of this game, but still a full stock down. Ledge trap failed.
Grab on that fair. Man, every single opportunity to play defense has gone extremely well for Eclipz so far.
Yeah, the reversal down air, that's the Eclipz special. Finding it into the back air, and I don't think that DI was pretty much perfect all the way to the corner. You were just too high percentage.
It just happens, man, and now we're up 2 stocks to 1. Skitz having to kind of find themselves right now. Settle to maybe start planning for game 2 a little bit, because right now I think you're right, the combo factor on this is just a little bit too much.
I agree with you. I'm a big believer in anybody can make a comeback here, but I'm also a believer in my Chicago heroes. So I'm going to say that Skitz should probably be planning for game 2 at this point. You're basically, okay, great dash attack. You've got a lot of work to be made up for, and Waft cannot be countered out when that comes online.
We are very close as we speak.
Yep, and 85% is that up tilt back air percentage at edge.
Or just back air right there even.
Ooh, could have been close.
Landing hitbox of the Faye there, pushing off stage. We're going to see the jump from ledge? No, just a stand up there. Learned his lesson the first time.
Mixing it up is the way to go. All back down the stage here. A lot of scrambling, reversing the edge. I wonder if he's going to try to rip the Waft at 41%. This is up tilt percentage. He was looking for it.
Listen, from your mouth to my ears, buddy. We saw it firsthand. If that had not clashed, that was a stock. And we still may see it, but the rapid jab there to interrupt the offense.
Finding the nair to force Skitz back off stage, going really deep to the edge guard, just quite misses it, and now is in a reversal situation. I like the fade back, very prepared for this fight.
Nice laser, doesn't get a position for it.
Just misses that edge guard. Skitz is definitely going to hold Waft for last stock at this point if he can make it. Oh, enough to do it.
Saw the wanted that roll towards ledge, but that was probably the worst place Eclipz could have gone. We're going to see the up smash and the hard punish off of that risky forward smash, and now we are just a few beats away, 1 or 2 strings from this being a steal of a stock, but that fair will save you and save a breath on your side too. I saw you clutching at your chest after just game 1.
Look, I love Eclipz. I'm not biased. I just like Falco as a character, okay? I think Falco is hype, and I'm happy to see Eclipz take that game 1.
That is a take.
But
that is a take.
That Falco is fun to watch?
And it, come on.
No, he's super. Okay, maybe not for everybody.
I also like to paint by numbers sometimes.
Oh my god.
It's a fun thing to do. But no, the level of, there's levels to Falco, right? You know, you've got your online that are just up tilt, up air, up air, and you're just like, all right, come on, we got to get something else. But that comes from somebody that plays a fast faller, so maybe I'm a little biased, but yes.
That's totally fair to say. As we get into this game, too, I think really the momentum is in Skitz' favor still, right?
Agreed.
Having brought back 2 full stocks and being just 1 or 2 interactions away from getting a Waft steal of a reverse 3 stock, I have to imagine Eclipz is holding his breath a little bit.
Little bit of a missed opportunity there with that turnaround. He does not put himself in a position to punish that side B above ledge. And we are seeing the down airs and now the up airs. Back
off stage, gets hit by the bike, and now in a reversal situation again. This happens so much at ledge between these two. Just going for reversals and then getting reversals himself. Down air is not going to combo into anything. Actually, I think that hitbox extension from the bike forced the combo to fail.
Right. I got stuck in that animation.
Yeah.
The last hit of that nair there, and what a F tilt.
Yeah, just toss it out there and slap him with the hand. Another one? Yeah, this is annoying, but it's not actually going to kill at any point.
Oh.
Okay.
How many cycles for a solid 8% on that down B cover?
Maybe looking for like Eclipz to get impatient and then go for a back air untechable after it gets to high enough percentage. I don't know, but ultimately Eclipz finds his way back to stage. Not for long though. Skitz takes the stock.
That was great positioning on that too. That could have very easily traded or straight up lost for that down air. But we do see, though, not quite a stock trade.
Nice. Got to go deep with that, but Gittek trying to reverse the situation again. 6%. How much extra credit can you get, Skitz? You are one interaction away, and look how solid Eclipz is playing to center.
Ooh, gave it up there. Now you're in disadvantage. How much damage can Wario get on this? And a small walk will do it.
That's unfortunate if you're Eclipz. You did not want to get hit by half walk, and you know what? He probably wasn't expecting to get hit by half walk. Not even having taken the first stock, you've got to force something out.
And now we almost have a complete reversal of this game one, where now we're sitting here going, man, what does Eclipz need to do in the potential game 3 now?
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
question.
God.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, yeah, just fishing for a down tilt that is going to kill at this percentage. Actually finds it this time. You got an uphill battle, but we've already seen in this game between these two players, uphill battles are nothing too difficult.
102% though, that is a heck of a lead to go along with a whole other stock. Ledge pressure, gonna get grabbed, and just reset here.
Bike extension on it. Okay, yeah, just playing it for the ledge trap. I like it, and it actually is working for the hurtbox extension as well. That animation extension on the back air does allow Skitz to take game 2. We are in game 5 territory, by the way. Now this is a 5-gamer. We're looking for, first to 3, best of 5. So we're going to have a long, long one.
Yeah, we have a lot to think about in between these now, because we saw a very dominant game 1 that almost slipped through the cracks, and then we saw a very dominant game 2 just on the other side of the CSS screen now. So does Eclipz have what it takes to make those necessary adjustments? Because it looked from like a spacing perspective that Skitz really kind of had that figured out between more use of the bike, between turnaround bite, between more use of the bike as well. I mean, having these opportunities to kind of control that space that Falco normally locks down very easily.
So we've chosen to go to a longer stage by Eclipz's choice here, giving yourself more room to back up and reset neutral, but otherwise a fairly similar outstand is what I'm expecting.
Honestly, it's going to be a lot of getting down, in my opinion, for both of these guys, right? You know, when Skitz starts to get those hits from the up tilt and he gets the up air, you know, Falco has to find his way back down and not have that combo then extended further. And the same thing happens as we're seeing right now, where Eclipz takes advantage, and we have not seen him really give this up besides this ledge position right now. And even then, you're still in advantage.
Right. Skitz waited for the shield to drop there, but Eclipz finds his way back to center. Sometimes you just got to throw out a move, and if it misses, you know, I was going to say it's fine, but it's not looking so fine right now. The bite is held. You got a longer edge guard. They just both give it up so quickly, not by their own choice, of course.
I mean, sometimes you just got to go for that reset. You'd rather have that comfortability of that kind of open stage. You mentioned the ability to back up a little bit as well as being important. Both these guys just kind of swinging right now. Even-ish enough for sense considering what these two characters can do. So we're really just trying to find kind of that first stock, that first big advantage.
Yeah, that first big opening is crucial at this point. 130%. You know, Wario's kind of a heavyweight, but down tilt will take it, I think, now at this percentage, and nothing else is really going to combo to be true.
Right.
I'm looking for that. Yeah, very nice run up on. Knowing that, of course, Skitz is going to jump. That's one of Wario's game plans, is to jump in on you with some safe aerials and drift back with that great aerial speed and acceleration. How do you turn this around?
Sometimes you have frame advantage, sometimes you have to create your own frame advantage. And that's what that parry does. Amazing DI on that back air there. Still keeping this on their first stop. Good roll through to avoid the bite, but is going to get reversaled on their way up there. Not quite a tight conversion on that back air, and Wario is able to have a back air of their own.
This is such a funny matchup. Half walk sending it directly to the right, not good stage positioning to be able to let that one take the stock, which means you're going to have to wait a whole, 2 minutes basically to get that walk back to full if you want any chance of getting a good solid last stock guarantee.
Right, we have a ways to go on that. But, I mean, for what we've seen so far, there is a good time differential between these first and second stocks already, though. So the time game, I think, does play to Skitz' advantage. And now when you're up a half stock like this, you really can just kind of put the brakes on things a little bit if you get the opportunity to return back to neutral.
Which is what makes this matchup so funny. Both of these characters are bait and punish characters, waiting for the other one to throw out a move. So when they're in these scramble situations and neither one of them actually gets a hit, it's so funny to watch them just toss these moves out.
We're just sitting here staring at each other longingly. Hitboxes nowhere near hurt boxes, but sometimes you make a mistake like that, and now Eclipz much better in position than we saw in game 2, but does have to make their way back to the stage.
Rising Fair is shielded. Good response from the Skitz, very quick. I don't know what that bike was. That was a very interesting choice, but still maintains advantage state.
Big opportunity here to try to get back. Needs to get that up tilt going. Yes, sir.
Good response. Waiting.
Excellent jump read there, and now we are almost even back to percents. We're going to get control on the left-hand side of the screen. Get the nair there to push him back off stage.
Bro, GI to in, laser's not going to connect, and he was hoping for it. Wow, catches the jump, knowing that Eclipz has done so many of these fall down, like double jump fairs to get back to stage. They would have caught that as well, but just catching a raw jump. The back are doing so much work at ledge.
And that's what the benefit of this best of 5 is you have these little moments of adaptation where, I mean, not just against the player, but against the character itself. You know Falco is going to want to take advantage of that jump height to try to just reset neutral as quickly as possible. And what's been really interesting about what we've seen from Skitz so far is it's been a lot of bite at ledge. It's been a lot of bike at ledge. It hasn't been that kind of roll length into aerial coverage with that back air. So we're starting to see this kind of tete-a-tete between both of these players and kind of resetting the, well, you do this, so I do this moments of the game. We are going back to PS2 for our potentially last game here, excuse me.
Yeah, potentially. Let's keep that word in the lexicon right now, Brosa. I'm not looking forward to seeing this go 3-1. I want a game 5. Oh my God.
Tough miss on the punish there. Take 54%.
Ooh, wow, what a combo. Great follow on the tech chase. This is a very different story than how game 3 started, yet it still wound up going in Skitz' favor last time. So now with a lead, how can Skitz convert?
I think the spacing right now from Skitz is pretty difficult for Eclipz to overcome, which is funny considering the hitbox differences between a lot of these characters' moves. Just the way that Skitz is using his air momentum against Eclipz, trying to get down and force his way back into these advantage situations, really paying dividends.
Most of these guys getting a lot of value and waiting and shielding options. Okay, rolling back to center here. Back to this weird scramble. And finds the down tilt dash attack. That's a guaranteed punish at that percentage. Eclipz's stock is the first to fall.
We are just a little over a minute here into this game board. I'm wondering what it would look like here. Goes for the down back end instead of the up air there. Does not get the continuation for the waft just yet, but is now at a much better percent for half waft to finish a stock just like that. No, opposite side.
Again, opposite side. Now it's not going to take the stock. Another weight on the waft, but it didn't seem to matter too much in game 3. It was the right choice then, and it might be the right choice now.
What a parry.
What? Yeah, crazy parry. Crazy parry, knowing that they would have time to throw the up smash before the next hit comes out is wild.
And that's not a particularly fast move either.
No.
Like I said, sometimes you just got to create your own frame advantage.
Dead on that. And this is looking all but curtains for Eclipz. You've got to find a good opening here. And Skitz, I think the big difference maker in this game has been the ledge trapping. And once again, Eclipz is having to make more interactions happen at ledge than Skitz has had to.
Great roll there. Just expected the bigger hurt box on the bike. All right. At least we're trying to go for the clip.
Gotta find something. Gotta find some value out of this if you're not gonna win this one. Up air, almost taking the stock. B reverse on the laser to land safely. Starting their own ledge trap, but Eclipz has not been strong with these. Getting at least one more interaction now.
Doesn't want to rip the down B, no reason to. You know, you lose the stock there after not being able to recover, but honestly, it's fine. You're not going to get it off the bike just yet. That's going to be a false screen there. Oh.
Wow, that was scary for Eclipz, and that's going to take the stock. Down tilt dash attack. It's such a safe move on shield. You can throw it out, dash forward, just a micro dash. Throw it out again, see if it hits. You have time.
And it's one of those things, too, where it's just like we've seen it since day one. You know they're looking for it, and holding shield like that at ledge, you're just asking to have that poke your shield and put you in a tougher and tougher position. So, you know, congrats to making it a 3-1. At the end of that game one, it was looking like it was going to be a strong comeback, but once Skitz had that momentum, they did not let go.
This was the expected outcome for this matchup based off of the seeding.
Sure.
Not to say that there hasn't been any upsets. We've already seen a couple in brackets so far, but ultimately Skitz was able to make work of what they knew in this matchup and continue on with their expected bracket path. Eclipz also their expected